How we doing, family? Peace, love, authenticity, celestial clarity. Back with another divine message, sending you celestial clarity, divine knowledge, and I'm here to give you a better understanding of your consciousness, of your unconsciousness, and to become more conscious of your unconscious acts. This video idea is about how I'm holding this camera. I'm gonna get a tripod soon. How I understood at a young age that my seed and sex are sacred and not to fall victim to lust through meaningless relationships, and how I was destined into manifesting my wife by loving myself. So it's a long title. I don't know how I'm gonna fit that, but but yeah, ever since I was very young, I understood that I didn't want to waste my time or my energy with an individual who didn't want the best for me. I didn't want to waste time with flings or you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. I never had the energy for that. I never had the time for that. I always wanted to wait to be in a relationship until the connection was genuine and I could feel the authentic energy. You know, I couldn't comprehend that thought at the level that I can now back then, but because I had a very young mind. But yeah, my intuition was basically my intuition, which is your higher self, was sending the message from my future self, which is now presently, to my past self. And that's the reason why I couldn't comprehend that. So by me making these videos, by me being authentic to myself, by me loving others, by me just being authentic and wanting higher levels of consciousness, wanting growth, wanting growth, not only physically, but spiritually, mentally, consciously. You embody your higher self, and that's on a quantum level. Once you start breaking karmic cycles, you start becoming yourself on a quantum level. Oof. My fault. So yeah, but I think that's very interesting how my future self was sending messages to my past self. And back then I couldn't even comprehend that. But I understood that to get to where I want to be at, to have the relationship that I want to have within myself, in this divine feminine aspect of myself, I need to work on myself. And that's what I did. After my first relationship, I've only been in 2 relationships. The second one I'm still in. But after my first relationship, I realized to myself that I needed to be authentic to myself. And I was beginning to understand that this first relationship is what opens myself up into learning to love myself. And not only that, but her and her family basically guided me into what I understand now about spirituality and consciousness. I don't consider myself spiritual or conscious. I practice spirituality. I claim no title. I am that I am. I really only wrote down one thing, and it was my intuition always reminded me to not waste my energy on a connection unless it was genuine. I take this as my future self sending the message to my past self in the present to always put yourself first and love oneself. This was to help embody my future self presently, in the past, but in the present still, because look where I am now. But yeah, and that's what I would recommend to a lot of younger minded people, to not waste your energy on relationships that you don't see a future with, because you're only wasting your time and that other person's time, and you're wasting your seed. What else did I want to talk about? And so by loving yourself, you, like I said earlier, you align yourself with your higher self, meaning the vision that you have for yourself, the business that you want to own, the type of mannerisms that you want to have, the kids that you want, the vehicles that you want, the mental clarity that you have, the anything that you want that you see yourself having in 5 to 10 years, you can embody that in the present moment. And by doing that, that is how you gain these things. It's all aligned for you to get. It's all there for you. You just got to put the work in. Okay, but after my first relationship, it really taught me to love myself, and I began to put the effort into myself, to find a individual that was not only like-minded, but someone who I could grow with in all aspects, like I said before. And not only just grow, but evolve. Do you get what I'm saying? A lifelong partner, basically. Someone who I can laugh with, joke with, be open-minded, talk about the things that I talk about, the things that I understand. Meaning, we're talking about higher levels of consciousness, or consciousness in general, and really both sides of that spectrum, Christ consciousness and antichrist consciousness, and what comes from those things within this realm of existence and the realm that we live in currently, temporarily. The camera's right here, but I'm looking right here because usually I got the thing right here. But anyways, so yeah, I really started putting the effort into myself by working out consistently, by taking care of my hygiene. Not that I didn't before, but really taking it to another level within my diet, and my skin glowing, my hair, my tattoos. I like tattoos. It's not for everybody, but I'm not here for everybody. I'm here for myself. I love tattoos. So this tattoo right here really resembled me gaining clarity and opening the gateway of my throat chakra and jumping into that energy of speaking my authentic truth, no matter who's around, to my family, or to friends at the time, to family. I said family, but you get the idea. To people I don't know. Yeah. And so this was a big step for me within my growth period. It really was. And I'm grateful that I did it, because it was also a fear that I had at the time of just getting stabbed in the neck. Once you sit there for 3 hours, my bad, y'all, my phone died. This isn't the best angle, but it's gonna make do. So, like I was saying though, yeah, this tattoo was the opening of my throat chakra into speaking my authentic truth, speaking my truth, right? And I was very like I said before, I was very consistent on working on myself, And I had a visualization of the woman who I wanted to be with. And I wasn't just settling for no one. Never settle. Never settle. Never settle unless you want to learn a lesson. And it's probably one that you don't need to learn. But I just had a visualization of the woman that I wanted to be with. And I wrote it down. I constantly, almost every day, I do written meditations and my affirmations. But sorry, I thought I seen something. I wrote it down and I visualized it and I drew it. I spoke it. I acted on it by working on myself, working out consistently, like I said. And more than that too, working on myself mentally. Excuse me. That was confirmation though. Anytime you get a burp and you're talking, usually it's confirmation. And then the time came to where the universe presented me with this woman. And I took my chance. The first date I was talking about how the clouds in the sky are chemicals that we breathe in daily to keep us dumbed down in consciousness. I was talking about how the sky is a plasma television. It's similar to a plasma television. It's a hologram. But that's another video idea. And I just went in and I was just getting open-minded perspectives. Like, I was like, wow, yeah, this is for me. You feel me? So, hey, and she good looking too. And she not only good looking physically, but spiritually too. So, I am grateful to be in this relationship that I am in, because constantly, day in and day out, I'm learning more about myself. She's learning more about herself, not only physically, but spiritually. And it's just helping me dive into higher levels of consciousness. It's like a staircase or an elevator. I'm just going boom, 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 boom. And I'm happy and I'm joyful and I'm blissful for this experience, the temporary experience. And, we're building together. We're building together. That's so beautiful. We're building our businesses together, our passions, what we enjoy doing together, the lifestyle that we want to have together. It's very beautiful. That's all I'll say. But I love you and I hope that inspired you to put the effort in for yourself, because the things that I have achieved, you can achieve as well. You just have to be presently aware of your unconscious acts and be conscious of that. And ask yourself, how can I be better for today? How can I be better for society? How can I be better than I was 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago? How can I be better than my past versions of myself? And how can I embody my future self in the present moment? By being mindful. Anyways, though, move with intention. That's a big one. Move with intention. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And I'm out.